to Still Dripping Happy Hour.
Welcome to episode 198 of the Still Drippin' Happy Hour. This is your host, Mason. On the move tonight, we got Hayes. Holla.
Yup. Did it here. Hey, dude. Look at this. It just hit me. Did you know New Year's Day should be our 200th episode?
Really?
Look at that. Because today's the 11th. If this is 298. No.
Christmas Day would be
Christmas
if we
Day.
recorded on Christmas Day, which we probably
We're going to have
won't.
to figure out that week. We can't miss episode 200.
Yeah, no,
We're going to have to figure that out that week.
that's going to be a deal. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right. I'm sorry. When I saw 198, I was like, what?
Yeah. Wow. Big things are coming.
Yeah, we
All
did
right,
200 years old.
198. I am going to address something right now. Nobody's surprised. You're going to roll your eyes. I said by 200, I was going to break the Nike seal. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, here we go.
The funds aren't there yet. I'm going to
Mm.
look, it's 198. I'm going to spoil the surprise, and I'm going to show you or tell you the shoes that I will get. It
Okay.
won't be by 200 probably, but
Hey,
it will be
it's good.
soon.
Follow all the stuff. Still
Yep.
Dripping at Still Dripping TN, Instagram, buy the merch. It's Christmas time. Thank you for listening. Follow the algorithm. Now,
Amen.
go ahead.
Yep. Okay, so do you have any guesses? I think we've established ASICs. Any guesses?
I don't know what to guess when it comes
Nothing.
to ASICs.
Wow. So there's a lot of, dare I say, fake looking ones out there that I see on eBay. But the shoe that I want really bad, so hit me up if you know it, is the Gel Light 5 Salmon Toe Kith collaboration. And
Are you gonna pick
apparently,
it? Are you picking it here?
what do you
Picture?
mean? Oh, picking it. I gotcha. No,
Just share your screen and
I can share my
dude, Google
screen.
it.
Here you go.
I think I know what you're talking about. Because is it tan with the pink toe?
No, it's navy. with the pink
Navy.
toe.
Wow, not what I expected.
So yeah, I don't know. I just love the look of this shoe. I actually like this model a lot. And so there's a couple other colorways that I could get, but I kind of want something, big to break the seal.
Mm.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, they must have not made a lot of 11.5s, because the 11.5s that are on eBay right now that I've got on my watch list are $250 to $400.
Dang.
And they haven't gone down with the other shoes in the sneaker market.
Mm.
So I guess there's a 211 that's very used, no box. I don't know how I feel about that one. But yeah, $380, $399 is another pair. And I just feel like that's too high for an ASIC.
I'm gonna agree with you, even if it's a Kith collab.
Right.
But
And
those
it's
are
not
it's
even
navy.
Yeah.
Interesting. I would not have picked this one for you. If you gave me multiple choice, that would not have been the one that I would have said that
Yeah.
you're going for.
That's fair. They had a pair, it's probably been a year ago now, at Music City Vintage. And it was a 10.5. And I drove all the way over there on my lunch break. And I tried to squeeze as tight as I could. I was hoping I could squeeze a little bit and, Asics. And Nike runs small, so I thought I could get, maybe could have gone down to an 11, but could not get the 10.5. So here
That
we
does
are
not
now.
surprise me. So
knocking on the doorstep.
have you bought any shoes in 2024?
I bought my basketball shoes. The Sabrinas. I don't know that I've bought any others. I'm trying to think. I will shout out Bryce from the church small group. He was actually going to a UT game the morning that the Black Cement 3s came out. And he texted me. It was an 11 o'clock game. So, I mean, I guess it's noon there. But still, they had to be in mid-swing of getting ready to go to the game. They were staying like an hour away. And he texted me, should I get these? And a picture of the Black Cement 3s. And I just told him, I'm not trying to influence positively or negatively. But I told him, look, I have those from 2016. My favorite shoes of all time. I would say yes. And he got them.
Nice.
He did tell me at church the I guess this past weekend that his wife said this was the last pair of shoes for a little bit.
But what a start.
What a good, last pair of shoes. He has influenced me. So I'll say this. I've got, from my eBay sales, I have enough that I could probably offer money for the Asics and get it accepted and pay for it through eBay sales. However, he has influenced me to also want to get the Mac Attacks.
He has the Mac Attacks?
Yeah, the black and grays, like Fry Guy.
Yeah, Fry Guy has those too.
Yeah. And so every time I see him wear them, I think, I really need those.
They're
shoes.
solid, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those Mac Attacks are dope.
So that's where I stand with the Asics. That was a long, long ways to tell that story, but that's where I stand. I want to get 2 pair, and I have about $300. And where the sneaker market is, I feel like I can get 2 really good pair. I just don't know if one of those pair will be the ones to break the Nike seal.
Got it. That's it's not risky. It's, it's personal preference.
Yeah.
I'm just really surprised that's the pair of all the pairs. That's it.
I know. But I started thinking, like, what would the brand be if it's not Asics? I'm probably not going to go for an Adidas. Let's be real. There's nothing right now that would pique my interest for an Adidas. Everybody knows my thoughts on New Balance. Not wearing the N. Yeah, so essentially, I mean, what else is there? I'm not going to wear a Puma.
You're not going to get On Cloud.
Yeah,
I mean, your choices are really limited if you're.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like New Balance probably has the most solid shoes, but they're not going to be something that like catches your eye per se. Yeah, so I think it's, for me, I love what Asics is doing. Maybe I could go with a Saucony. Don't know what they're putting out that's hot right now, but
you got a West Side Gun collab about to come out.
Oh yeah, okay. All right. Well, hey, look, the Jordan 3 is on the cover. We've talked about the Jordan 3 Black Cement that came out a few weeks ago, and I want to know. I was listening to a sneaker podcast, and this is an interesting theory. Apparently, so Nike ran a Black Friday sale that went on for like 2 weeks, and the code was SCORE24, and it got passed around that this code even worked for the Black Cements.
Really?
Because they didn't sell out right away. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Because that is a grail. Everybody who has ever liked sneakers should have that shoe.
Yeah. And it feels like...
No. Sorry, cat alert.
There's your
She's
cat.
trying
Yeah. It feels like that Nike. Let me start over. Everybody thought that initially it was a glitch, right? That they messed up, but they never fixed it. And so I think
It was on
Nike,
purpose.
yeah, it was on purpose, but wanted it to look like an accident so they could
Mhm.
sell the shoes out. Because that's bad. Like, if you're Nike, that's really bad if the
If that
Blacksmith
one's gonna
3
sit.
is sitting. Yeah.
Yeah, I concur.
Which gives me some questions that I would like to ask later on in the podcast. So we'll circle back to that. But
Okay.
with that said, there's no way the 11s sell out, right? The Columbia 11s.
I think 11s are the exception. I don't think. I think they 100% sell out, especially that colorway. It's an OG. I think that one's will sell out.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see. A couple weeks. No, next week, this week, something. I don't know.
Well,
Anyways,
so we were talking about. We'll say this real quick. So we're gonna get through this year, and I'm gonna have purchased the Ja Morant ones, and I decide you text us this today, and I'm so glad you did because I don't. It's not my favorite shoe. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But how many times do you get a chance to get a shoe that's got a local connection to, much less Nashville? I will be getting the Tennessee State Terminator Highs, assuming they're still available when I've got some Christmas money and 2 weeks from now. That will be my second shoe of the year. Almost pulled the trigger today, but I mean,
the
you
real
can't get it for $85.
Yeah, the real reason you're getting it, right, is because it's Slim and Huskies. It's not just TSU.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, that's why. It's not. It's Nashville. It's
for
Antioch.
TSU. Yeah, for TSU, designed by the guys that started Slim and Huskies. So
I can't. As a Brandon Miller homer, as a guy that's got a Jelly Roll shirt, I can't not have those shoes.
Did I tell you about the Jelly Roll shirts? The Harley Jelly Roll shirts?
Yes, I have seen those.
Yeah, no, we talked about them on the podcast. I know that. But did you know that those were only sold at the concert, the homecoming
No,
concert?
I didn't know
Like
that.
in Milwaukee.
Oh, wow.
That was the only place they sold those. Yeah, there's a Harley in a Harley store in Marathon Music Works, that building. And I went in there and asked him, and the lady that was working there said she got one because she knew somebody that was at the concert. I don't know if it was the concert in Nashville or the one in Milwaukee. She mentioned Milwaukee, so I assumed that that's what it was. But yeah, that's the only way you could get them.
Didn't know it.
Crazy.
Gonna have to bootleg one.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump inside the box here and get to some shoes we saw on feet this week. Got a few different pairs. Got Jordan Addison with the Minnesota tie to Anthony Edwards wearing the AE cleat. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, not bad.
Speaking of the AEs, we haven't seen anything on the AE2 in quite a while. I think they're revamping the whole thing.
Is he still wearing the ones? I haven't even noticed. Okay,
yeah, he's still wearing the ones. So the ones were dope. So we'll see what they come out with the twos.
So
I think they're changing it.
They went to the court of public opinion, and they were. And your theory is that they changed their mind, or they're going to revamp what they showed us.
I think so. So one thing that's interesting that I've seen is they came out with what'd you say? What'd you call it? The AE2. What'd you say it looked like? I forget.
Trash can.
It was like a dehydrator, a food dehydrator or something.
Dehydrator. That's right.
So they showed that one first. They said this is the AE2 leak. And then I saw a bunch of pictures of a different shoe that was like this was the shoe that was in the running for the AE1, and they chose the other one that became the AE1. And then like a month later, I saw the same picture and says this is the shoe for the AE2. And so I don't know if they did a flip flop or
Mm.
I'm not sure. But just very interesting. I think Adidas would be smart to go back to the drawing board and not stick to their guns on that first iteration that we saw. And so,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. We haven't heard anything in a
Since
long
they were
time.
getting some momentum and they were getting a lot of negative feedback, and after
Hmm.
it finally got some headway post Kanye, like it's gotta be a hit. They have no
Yep.
choice. They've lost Trey Young, not like he was selling a bunch of shoes. Donovan
Right.
Mitchell, good player, great team right now, not selling any shoes. Like you got to have a hit here.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know what shoe this is on the top left. What is this black shoe?
Top left. This is a prototype that was worn in a game. When have you ever seen that? It's the Kai 2 prototype. So the Kyrie Anta 2, and this is the prototype for it. So this particular colorway and model looks like a kitchen worker that's got to wear those black Skechers. Is bad.
Yeah, I mean, let's see some more colorways, but I mean, again, man, we've said this over and over. I mean, it compared to everything else, like it's not horrible.
I agree.
We've definitely seen worse. I don't
Mhm.
like the all black, but that can change pretty easy. It looks like you got a lot of different ways and colors that you can go with.
Yeah, it definitely looks like his style, especially from the off-court shoes that he has.
Yep.
So
with the zigzag, whatever this teeth-looking pattern is on the bottom, very Kyrie.
Oh yeah, yes, very Kyrie. The whole profile of the shoe, it looks like
low top
skateboard shoe, like flat. The toe box looks kind of small. I don't know. Just an interesting looking shoe, but you're right about the colorways. We need to see more. Yeah, so we'll reserve judgment. Looks like he's wearing wool socks here too. Goodness gracious. I don't know. It's probably not, but well, jump down to the Bookers at the bottom, going with an Air Max Solar Red colorway here. I think we.
Do you think he gets? Do you think he gets a? Do you think they even do a 2? They just think he keeps rocking the 1s.
That's a good question. I think they would have to do it too.
I think at some point, but I feel like this was it was a hit, and you keep rolling with what you got, and it doesn't feel like they're in any hurry to. I mean, there's been no whispers of a volume 2.
Yeah, chapter 2.
Chapter 2.
It's a book.
You don't like the solid black sole, and
that's right.
I don't either. But I don't know what else would you do with it? At least lighten it up and make it the same color as the
gray
or something like that. That's all I could figure. But
yeah,
in the context that this is supposed to be an Air Max, supposed to be an Air Force One, basically, it makes sense. I don't like it.
Yeah. But it's an Air Max colorway, right? It's an So that's
It's an Air Max 95.
Yeah. No, I think it's the black.
Did you see? Oh man, it's not that big of a. So speaking of this, this is Curry wearing the Fox. Okay.
Yes. How did
if I'm not mistaken.
I was
first of all, it's the ankle braces.
The ankle braces, yeah.
And then he's light skinned. Like I could tell that's not De'Aaron Fox. Okay.
True.
So, did you see that? There's a guy on the Lakers who's he might be a G League guy, a two-way player. God, I cannot remember his name. He's a rookie. He played
Coloco?
against. Is that who it is? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
He,
if it is.
no, that's not. It's a guard. He's wears and it's like 51. He is his number. Anyway, he's a rookie. I think he's a two-way guy, and he played against Curry in the preseason. And Curry's his all-time favorite. And the reporter is asking him a question, and he says, "Hey, Steph Curry said this about you. He really likes your game and thinks you're have a lot of potential." And he was like, he's like, "Steph Curry said that about me," and he like gets teary-eyed, and Curry just signed him.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it Max Christie?
No. This is killing me. He's not even a rotational player.
Gosh, if you Google, Quincy Oliveri.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of this guy. 41. Is that what you said? Number 41?
Yes. No, I said like 50 something.
Oh. That's pretty cool. He went to Xavier University.
But he signed with
Pretty
Under
cool.
Armour, Curry specifically. But how cool of a story is that? Like, that's just a super cool story.
That is cool.
I don't know how Quincy Oliveri gets a deal, but the fact that Steph knows who he is and likes his game, and then he goes on to sign him.
Yeah,
that's a cool story.
Yeah, that is cool.
So, anyway, that's what the I don't like the Fox. Well, this model of the Fox, but that reminded me of that story.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought it was interesting. I put this on here because Steph's wearing the Curry Fox.
Yeah.
It's obviously his brand.
I mean, it's got
but
his
not
logo
his
on
shoe,
it.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have his logo on it. So, yep. All right. Let's
This
see.
could.
Oh,
Wait, we'll
here
go
you
back.
Hayes.
Oh man, wait, go back. That shoe could easily pass as a Curry.
Yeah,
No,
for sure.
no doubt about it.
100%.
Okay, now
100%.
breaking news. Because this was finalized while I was at dinner tonight. I don't know what I think about this. I mean, obviously, as a Carolina fan and how much attention it's going to give, I love it. I'm asking the same question that everybody else is asking: is he going to want to and can? I don't think it's an issue. I think people want to play for him just because of the name, and I don't think that'll be hard. But I do know it's hard work. That's a grind to the college game, especially with the NIL stuff, and like he's not a player's coach, right? He is just a get the job done type, and in the current system and people transferring at the drop of a hat and the portal, and it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. I love it from the perspective of name, attention. There's going to be a lot of people that think he can get me to the league. He's won 6 Super. Like that will be helpful for North Carolina basketball. Football. He doesn't have. It's interesting that he has absolutely no connections to Carolina. Outside the fact, this is a deep cut right off the top of my head. I can't believe I'm remembering this. So he was. He had to be a coach with the Giants when Lawrence Taylor was there, and Lawrence Taylor is a Carolina guy. That's the only connection that I could ever see Bill Belichick having to North Carolina.
Wow. He did not draft Drake May, right?
No.
He got fired and then they drafted him. So yeah, it is interesting. I pulled this picture offline.
This is great.
This is a fabulous Photoshop with the Columbia 11s on, but the caption for this was the real reason why Belichick went to, so you can wear the cutoffs. So it's a
Probably
fabulous
so.
picture. Speaking of Photoshop, though, this did remind me of something else that happened today, and you might not have heard about this because this was in the Vol Twitter sphere, message boards. But have you heard about the Vol pre-sale for Ohio State season tickets? So for the playoff game, Tennessee has to travel to Ohio State. And that's where we play our playoff game. And last night or yesterday afternoon, this recent Tennessee graduate, I have to look up his name again on Twitter, but apparently messages an Ohio State season ticket holder asking for the pre-sale code for their pre-sale. So like it's only for Ohio State season ticket holders to buy playoff tickets. And the guy was like, "Well, I need proof that you're not a Tennessee fan." And the guy photoshopped himself in an Ohio State jersey and sent him the picture, and it worked.
What it?
And so I've heard numbers, and I don't know if these are true, like Knoxville radio host and some national media people have said that Tennessee fans he posted the ticket code to every single Tennessee message board and a Twitter. And they said Tennessee bought 15,000 to 20,000 tickets.
Holy crap.
Yes. The pre-sale ended at 11 today, and I
From
found about
that one dude?
Yes. Like he posted it everywhere. And so what they were doing was you could buy up to like 6 or 8 tickets with the code. So everybody just bought them and said you can, like, we'll sell them to Tennessee fans at face value, like at what we got them for. And so everybody did it. Like some people got them for $160. Like, and the value of tickets is a lot lower in Ohio than it was going to be at Neyland, because Neyland, I mean, I guess we've just been starved for it, right? It was going to be like resale was like everybody was saying $850 was like your
Holy
resale number
crap.
for a decent ticket. Like $300 was the minimum, and I could get them today at noon at Ohio State for like $250 after fees. So, yeah, like Tennessee fans just bought as many as they could, and they're just selling them only through message boards. So it's only going to be orange there. Yeah. They said Ohio State has 100,000 seats. So, but they said you're going to be able to see the orange in there. And the allotment that the CFP made Ohio State give Tennessee was 3,500 tickets. That's it. So, they went from 3,500 to an extra 12,000 seats because one guy got the season ticket code for pre-sale.
What an idiot!
All
That's
through
hilarious,
Ticketmaster.
though.
It's incredible.
Man, for all the
I was so
crap
proud.
Yeah, for all the crap of the internet, like that's a good story.
Yeah,
it's a good story.
Yeah, it's harmless, but
it is.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
go Hills!
Fantastic.
Hopefully that we get to talk about the college football playoff for Carolina next year. The ACC is ripe to be had. So
yeah, that's very true.
So we'll see what happens with this.
Yep. All right. Well, next up, we got another Kai shoe, and I'm sorry we had to go the opposite direction, but yeah, I was surprised by these. Are you?
What would I be surprised about? Go Heels.
I mean, yes, that's totally fair. Not surprised by this. This colorway obviously has no Duke branding because Duke is a Nike school. This is an Anta shoe. Kai still went to Duke, so he drops this colorway. And if Cameron wasn't in the background, this would just be a Mavericks colorway. Like he got off 2 for 1.
This is a terrible shoe. I mean, not take away my this. We've seen this shoe before, right? This isn't the first time we're seeing it.
Yeah, this is his shoe, like his first edition. It looks different though.
It is horrible. It is very Skechers.
Looks like an Asics.
Extremely Skechers. Oh, gross.
Oof. All
Nothing
right.
good about this. This is a easy pass. This is a
All right.
$15
Well,
special at
I
Shoe
wanted
Carnival.
this. This was a good lead in to see if you had anything for the Things Hayes Hates segment. Oh no. We'll go to Things Hayes Hates
Oh.
first, and then we'll do our
Oh
anything.
man. Things Hayes hates. This week I've just been, when you start asking the Lord to give you more patience, it's crazy how many opportunities that you will
Mhm.
get to have practice on that
Amen.
or whatever. I need more XYZ. You're gonna have it. And
Yeah, he
I
doesn't
think
give it to you, right? He makes you earn it. He gives you opportunities to practice.
I think what I've been dealing with is like it turns out I get angry pretty easily, and I really let little bitty petty things live rent free in my mind. Um, I do that, and I don't expect to get along with everybody in life, but I'm pretty easy. I feel like I'm pretty easy to. I feel like I'm pretty easy to deal with, but um, I am really bad at dealing with people that act one way in front of certain people and manipulate are manipulative and I'm also really bad with dealing with people that have no concept of, I mean, they are just so full of themselves and so self-centered that they can't look past their own nose. Literally everything gets that person wears me out. And I have a lot of that. I've had a lot of that the last couple weeks. And that's what I hate. I hate that person. I hate that person. I'd like to punch that person in the throat. I would like for that person to drown
Oh my
and
God.
and me be standing over the top of them and waving to them as their hand is reaching up, and I just watch them sink and watch the life leave their eyes.
Oh my gosh, that was so dark.
That's what I hate. I hate that. I hate that.
All right. Yeah, I set you up perfectly for this. Now we're going from something you hate to something you absolutely love. And that's the name of this shoe.
Oh my gosh.
The
Yeah, you sent this
Nike
today.
City Nike City is the name of the model, and this colorway is Street Meat.
This is as bad as the taint, or what was it that the Choda?
Choda. Yeah, there
The
was a
Chode. It
Choda.
was the Chode.
No, I don't think there was a shoe called the
Uh-huh.
Chode, was it?
That's what they said. Remember, it was the remember it was the skateboard. You don't know this? Like Nike wanted to go down the route of skateboards in the early 90s. And so they came out with all these
Oh, yeah,
shoes.
I do see this now.
Yeah.
This is
And
96.
yeah, and the story goes, it's like these Nike execs, were just happened to be at a skate park trying to figure out, okay, let's make a shoe. And they heard this, some random dude, shut up, you chode. And they're like, what is that? Is that a skateboard term? And they ended up naming a shoe that. That's the closest to this we've ever seen. But they had no clue that, like, that's an absolutely horrible negative thing that you would never want to name a shoe. In the same
That
way,
story has to be made up.
No, that's
There's
a true
no
story.
way that is how
You
they
can see it.
became.
Look, it's called the Chode. You're looking at it.
I am looking at this shoe
I
right now.
told you.
This is pre Nike SB. Like
Yeah.
Nike skateboarding was not a
It was-
thing.
It's how Nike SB became. That's part of the story. Is they were like, oh crap, this busted. What do we do? Do we have a shoe? And yeah, they had a shoe already, the Nike Dunk, that skateboarders loved, and so they've shortened it and they made it more padding and made the tongue, and,
Right.
and like that's how that developed. But a lot of it came from the Nike Chode. Oh, so anyway,
Nike
so as soon
Chode.
as you sent that, I was like, man, we haven't had something this bad since the Nike Chode. The Nike Street Meat, that's horrible.
Street
What are
meat
they
colorway.
thinking? These idiots.
What is can we think of along the same lines but appropriate as colorway names? You have to name the colors that are a part of this colorway.
That's
too.
appropriate. Okay, what we're looking at is a low top sneaker that looks like Roshi-esque with that had a
It
baby
looks
with
like
an Air Max.
general purpose shoe, right? It looks like the GPS.
Yeah, it's got some of that.
Tom Sachs.
But they've done things that Mason and I both hate. So they mixed brown and black. They've got a blackish sole, a blackish swoosh with white, or I'm sorry, with brown upper, and it's probably suede, some sort of like suede-ish. Anywho,
Some suede, some mesh or canvas, maybe.
yeah. So I would call this shoe
The
brownie mix.
brownie mix. Okay. Yeah, I
The
think
brownie mix.
the shoe is just called this. The way that the website that I pulled this from lays this out doesn't. It's not right. So it's called the Nike City. Is the name of the shoe. Street Meat is this particular colorway.
Horrible.
Just
name.
if you're on YouTube, it's kind of confusing. I love that one of the websites that I saw, the tag or the way they wrote it out was Nike Street Meat Lifestyle shoe. And just Street Meat Lifestyle was something totally
This has
different.
to be a joke. Who?
It's on
We
sneakers.
got to find out who. No, I know. We need to find out who named this and how they
gotta
got
be the same guy who
horrible.
had Chode as a shoe. I cannot believe
That is a true story. How
I'm
about that?
going to look that up. But
I went
man,
deep in my Nike archive for that one for you.
it is an ugly shoe too. The Chode, I mean, by all intents and purposes, is a terrible looking shoe. So no wonder it flopped first. Who wants to wear a shoe called the Chode? But they are so expensive. I mean, I'm sure we know why.
It was probably like a I mean, how many pairs do they make? 100,000, and then they realized, oh crap, I can't believe we accidentally named it that. That was what were you thinking, you idiot? That's a negative. Why would you call it the Chode? Well, I just heard a skater say, "Yeah, you Chode." I thought, oh, that's a cool term.
Much research on this, and just I cannot believe it. I want to believe.
You can't believe I'm right, or you can't believe.
I cannot believe that story of how stupid somebody could be.
But think 90s was it that it wasn't that popular and vernacular to say that, right? And so I mean, I can understand how if you don't know anything about skating and this is just for money and to get into that market, you have no clue, right? Now I don't know why you didn't go ask.
An advertisement that makes me wonder about your story. And this is actually a fairly hilarious advertisement. I'm going to see if you can see can you see the speech bubble? You can't.
I can't see what it says.
Foot Locker Nike ad, and it's a woman asking sitting beside a man, and it says, "Honey, what's a Chode?" Oh my gosh!
So they did it on purpose then.
I don't know. I mean, No idea.
And they thought
be honest.
punk skate culture would like it. It has to be on purpose then.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm so proud of myself right now that I gave you that piece of education on
You should
Nike
be.
history.
That is incredible. I'm just blown away.
Street meat.
Street meat and chodes. Wow. What an episode. I mean, goodness gracious.
Is that going to be the
Street
title of this episode, the Christmas episode?
meat.
Street meat and chodes. I mean, I don't
So,
know how. We just
all I
happened,
want for
folks.
Christmas.
It just if you're listen to this in Turkey or Bangladesh or chode, it's the space between your booty hole and your scrotum. That's what it is.
See, chode has made a different name as well.
There's multiple names.
Yeah. So that's like the taint, right?
The chode, the taint, same thing.
All right. I don't really have another good
Just move
similar
on if
to
you got
street meat.
Just don't buy these shoes, and whoever. No.
Yeah. Amen. All right. We already did that one. There's your Cinnabron.
And Brian.
Oh, look.
Oh.
3 weeks ago, I think I mentioned this shoe with a Dallas Cowboys fan that turned into a Chiefs fan. It was some shoe related to the Nike Shox, but they just beat me to the punch and came out with the Nike Shox for the Dallas Cowboys. And I got to say, Nike knocked it out of the park. I mean, talk about what is the two bubbles, like a Venn diagram? This is the same circle. It's the Venn diagram is all overlapping. Dallas Cowboy fan wears Shox. So got to give props. This is the new CEO effect of Nike right there.
Yeah, makes sense. This shoe, I think Landon loves this shoe. Am I dreaming? I even though it was Vince Carter, I've never been a big Shox fan. I think these are hideous. I don't like the Shox at all. And they don't have that same nostalgia for me, even with Vince Carter and the 90 whatever. No. 2000 Olympics, right? Is that when he wore these? Yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, he was wearing these when he jumped over the guy.
Right? 96.
No, it's not 96 because that was Dream Team 2. It was the one where he dunked over the dude. It was 2000.
Yeah.
He was wearing the Shox. I just don't have for whatever reason, the Shox just don't do it for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of the ugliest pairs of basketball shoes I remember having. The BB or the I don't remember what they were called. They weren't the BB Shox, but it had the Shox little bumpers on the back. Yeah. But yeah, what the Shox came out. I mean, that was like elementary
99.
to middle school for me. Well, that was elementary school, but they were hot in elementary to middle school. Okay. They had a long run. I mean, if you think about like Roshi's were a pretty short run, but they were crazy. Shox were everywhere. I want to say 2003, 4. They kind of died off. This was a classic shoe. They just put this one in the vault. They did not make any more after a long time. Probably like 2010 to last year. I don't think they came out with any Shox. Anyways, we'll move on to New Balance 997, made in USA from Teddy Santis. This is called the Moonrock colorway. It comes out December 17th, I think. No, it comes out sometime in December. I thought this might
dope.
be a Hayes shoe right here.
Yeah. Being real petty, I wish the gray on the sole wasn't quite as dark, but that's a dope shoe. I mean, that screams Hayes. Yeah, this is a dope effort.
Would this be enough to break my Nike? I just feel like I've just set myself up where I can't do New Balance. I really like this shoe, but I feel like
I don't
I
see
have
you
to.
getting this one. It's also, I bet you when you pull these out of the box, the tan color that is the prominent blocking on the shoe, I bet it looks a lot more pink in hand than it actually does
Yeah.
look tan.
What do
That's
you
what
think
that.
about the hairy suede on the tongue and the
I don't mind it.
You don't mind that?
No, I don't mind the hairy. You
That's
know,
not
it's
not
got the
furry.
turbo green. Yeah, it's the turbo green texture.
Right.
It's a dope shoe.
Oh. Yeah, I like these shoes. I just don't see myself ever putting on a pair of New Balance. I just
I don't
don't
see
know
you
what it
putting on
is.
this pair, but
Yeah. Okay.
I could see you in a New Balance before I could you those other Asics that you're talking about.
Okay. All right. Oh, here we go. We're gonna try to go pretty fast through the rest of those slides because I do want to review one of our gift list, sneaker gift list websites. So here we go. Sneaker Som, the Nike SB Leo. I've never heard of this shoe. I saw it today. Leo Baker is who it's named after.
Never. Who's
No idea
that?
who that is. But go ahead and Som this. They have a
Yep.
ton of colorways out right now on Nike.com. So come to the YouTube, check out the Leo, and Hayes, give us a Som for those on the podcast world.
Okay. So first of all, it's very Jordan mid. It's a Jordan 1 mid. No doubt about it. Mixed with a Sebastian Janikowski. Right. It's got a skateboard. It's a skateboard shoe. So it makes a lot of sense. I'm also getting a hint, and I'm pulling it up to make sure I can find a picture of it. Where the swoosh is and underneath it, how it's got this, it's pushed back or whatever that, what would you call that?
Yeah, the piece that goes down to hold the laces is kind of overlaying it at a significant amount for what's underneath the swoosh.
I've got a hint of something. I've got to find this shoe. It's in my head. I feel like it's a women's basketball shoe. I feel like it's a Nike, maybe a Swoops. Something about that being pushed back like that. I have a something. I cannot find the picture, but I
think
in my
we're
head
fairly similar on all aspects of this shoe. I'd say the shape in general. I mean, yes, strong Jordan 1 mid silhouette vibes. The shape of like the toe box meeting the tongue looks like a Kobe 4 to me. And that what the aspect that you're talking about of like the mid little section of the shoe, like the belly, not the belly, I don't know what you would call it, but it looks like a Harden to me. Like the Harden that was out last year. Just like the shape of it going up around and the black underneath is like sunk in. That's what I'm getting, but that's the only thing that I could pull. But everything else, it's very Jordan 1 mid, and a lot of ankle protection is what it looks like on this shoe. So, hey, I'm gonna move on, but you keep looking for that one. We do have. I want the next shoe. I want you to try to figure out what kind of shoe this is for Nike. So like running, lifestyle, whatever.
I cannot find what I'm thinking of. I don't know. Whoa.
No worries. The Nike Vertebrae Malachite is the colorway name. So Nike.
I mean, it looks
Vertebrae.
like a wingtip. It looks like a work shoe, like a office shoe. I mean, it looks like a wingtip shoe that you'd wear with a tuxedo or like going to church.
It's not that dressy. Look how far the
but with
tongue
these
comes
little
down.
eyelets, but no. But the eyelet things on the, and it comes to a point, bro. This is a. Are you going to tell me this is a baseball shoe and like a?
It looks like a baseball shoe.
Do you remember those? Do you remember there was this trend for man
You're talking about turf shoes?
turf shoes? Turf shoes, but it's got the baseball. You know how baseball shoes has got the little tongue that comes over the top,
Yeah, yeah.
and that was that. It looks like that minus the tongue that comes.
I
over the top.
mentioned baseball shoes that are like that 2 episodes ago on my solo pod. Yeah, I'll have to show you
What are the
the
odds?
shoes.
But
They
this
were
little,
terrible.
whatever you want to call it, the little thing on the front, the eyelet looking, that has wingtip written all over it. What is the purpose of these? What are these?
This is a skateboarding shoe.
Oh,
Nothing
should be
about
called
the
the
shoe
Chode.
says nothing about this shoe says skateboarding at all. Like baseball is actually a really good. The shape and everything looks.
I'm
like a
sure they're
baseball shoe.
functional, and I'm sure they're.
Yeah,
I don't
So,
see it.
this is actually I think a retro. So I
Wow.
think this was an older shoe. That kind of makes sense, but yeah. So the Nike Vertebrae, never heard of it
Very
before.
surprising.
Yeah.
We've learned a lot on this episode. Chode,
Yeah.
meat stick, or whatever it was. Vertebrae, street meat.
Vertebrae.
Close.
Now we're going to the Air Force 3 from the Nego and
Oh,
Nike collaboration. And a lot of hair on these. A lot of different materials
Big,
overall. but-
bulky. Chewbacca would wear these. These are thick.
Yeah, so
Oh
these
my
are
gosh,
vastly
like,
different from the first pair,
20
first colorway that Nego came out with Nike. So if you remember, his first ones were like the eBay colorway, with all kinds of colors. These vastly different. You got Air Force 3. Man, the bottom.
I like the
pair is-
fact that it's a model that you don't get very often, and that's all I like about this shoe.
Yeah, the bottom ones.
It's horrible.
One of the worst shoes of the year, easily.
I
the
mean,
top
it looks
ones-
like you took a poop on a sole, and you call that and you wear it with
There's
some
a lot
fur.
of hair on that, man. Yeah, but it's amazing that the top shoe looks decent, but compared to any other shoe, it looks terrible. But compared to this bottom shoe,
Mhm.
I'd be like, oh, the top ones aren't that
Hey,
bad.
listen, if you replace the green with another color, a darker brown, or a lighter brown, and then you got rid of the hair and made it more like the suede that we saw on the New Balance
Or the
previously.
corduroy
know?
on the back. You see the corduroy on the back of this?
Yeah.
Just make it that. That's a perfectly
that's
great
something.
shoe.
And that would be decent. It's still gonna be big and clunky, but
Mhm.
it'll be wearable. I think
Yeah.
I think the green and the fur throws that shoe completely off.
I mean, there's not much good about that shoe. Just nothing.
Wow.
So, anyways, keeping moving. Next up, here's something you always love to bring up. Nike and Supreme coming out next year with Supreme Dunks. There's 5 different colorways.
Ooh.
We got 3 of them here. They got a 94 stitched, similar to the Jordan 5 when it had the 23 stitched on the side heel. We got Supreme in the sole, and just a few different colorways: black and gold, purple, gray, and black, and
These colorways suck. But at least they made them for skaters. This looks like a skate shoe, and it's a skate brand, and these colorways suck. But it's newsworthy because it's Supreme and Nike.
Yep, I wanted to throw it on for you. Come on, let's keep going. All right, Palace and Nike coming out with their first collaboration ever. So UK brand Palace and Nike will collab coming out in 2025. So stay tuned for that. Oh, sneaker profiling, our new latest favorite segment. And this time, we've got a Nicole House Nike SB collaboration. You have any idea
Who
who
is
that is?
that?
I don't know.
No.
Well, let's see if you can describe her and the shoes that she designed for somebody to wear. So tell us who
Okay.
that person is. We're looking at I'll just give an overview. This is a white Nike SB Dunk Low with an almost UNC Argyle, but it's actually a plaid swoosh, light blue accents, and then you've got a chain going from the top eyelet to the very back of the shoe. Think Gothic 2008.
Like one of those things that connects to your wallet.
Right, a wallet chain.
Yes.
Yep.
Wallet chain, whatever they
So,
call it.
Hayes,
This is easy.
who
Man, I
wears
feel like
this
this
shoe?
one is really simple. This is probably this is either a high school job or trying to get through college and you want to work a little bit. And so it's a girl and she works at either Hot Topic or Hello Kitty in a mall. She's got really heavy black makeup on and a plaid shirt, or like a plaid skirt and like fishnet hose on. And she's got her little her AirPods in, and she'll mostly listen to like real melancholy type music, like but every once in a while it'll pop on some Waka Flocka.
I was gonna say Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish. Oh yeah. She's definitely got some Billie Eilish on her playlist. She usually brings her lunch to work and keeps it in the fridge in a brown paper bag, but she goes to eat it in the food court on her lunch break. She's definitely driving like a late 90s Honda Civic or and like a Honda Accord.
All right. I think you nailed it. I truly
Oddly
did.
specific. I love this game. This
Does
is one of my favorite
she
segments.
private school or public school?
Probably private school, and she thinks she's really bad, but she's actually really a good girl. But she really thinks that she's convinced that she is a bad person.
Yeah. Menace to society.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think you described exactly what was in my mind. So if you're on the podcast and you don't know what this shoe now looks like, I'm worried about you.
Yeah, you should
that
know.
was the perfect description of who would wear the shoe, and from who would wear it, you should get what the shoe looks like. So
yeah, this
anyways,
is the best segment.
That was fabulous. What we need is a stronger listener base to find somebody who's wearing the shoe that you sneaker profile and get us a picture of that person
in the wild.
Right, in the wild. Yeah.
If you get us a picture of let's say anybody we sneaker profile in the wild and you send it to us, you'll get free something. We'll give you something free.
Absolutely. All right. We're just going to go over on time. I don't really care this week. So, all right, Hayes, who is that? Still Dripping Happy Hour edition. Oh, no, I didn't put it on here.
That's fine. Just give it to me.
All right. UNC player played 2012 to 2015. Left early and was picked in the second round of the 2015 draft. I'm getting his high school for you real quick. Menominee Falls High School.
JP Tokido.
Oh my gosh, that is so stupid.
His brother is a current.
You know that.
His brother is a current Tar Heel, Seth Trimble. You're welcome.
Wow. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Did they both go to Menominee?
They're from Minnesota. That's how
Menominee?
I remember them being from. I remember he got picked. He was supposed to be a 3-and-D guy, and obviously didn't pan out. He should have stayed because then.
So what is up with his
anyway.
last name? Because his parents are
Tokido.
both Trimbles.
Ooh, I don't remember. He's got a different dad. Isn't that what that means?
I guess, but it says parents Trevor Trimble and Lawrence Trimble.
I don't know.
His
Good
mom named
question.
Lawrence? Yeah, that's. Yeah, okay. It does say younger half brother, Seth
Half
Trimble.
brother. There you go.
So
That was
his
easy.
biological father, still don't know where Tokido comes from. His biological father is former NBA player Brian Oliver.
I can see Brian Oliver in my head. I didn't know that. Where does Tokido come from?
Yeah.
By the way, I have JP. I have his autograph from, I don't know, 10 feet from me.
What does JP stand for? Do you know?
Pierre. It's like Jean Pierre. I want to say.
That's right. Yeah. Wow.
Is it? Wow.
Yep. Okay.
Wow.
I'm just. This is unbelievable.
Don't
I
know what
thought
to
it
say,
was like
everybody.
NBA players to college, but now you know UNC players in their high school.
And turns out I know a lot of high school. Like I know it's just generally I got a lot of stuff stuck in my knower about random basketball facts.
Yeah, I can tell.
You're freezing up now.
Yeah, AT&T is getting a bad rap over here. We're gonna put the iPad up behind me so we can try to get some better service going. But
You're fine.
not hopeful on that one. Am I coming in clear for you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is probably gonna take my internet out, but we're gonna try to share my screen here and go through. We're gonna go through them quick. But 27 fresh gifts for sneakerheads. This is from thisiswhyi'mbroke.com. And so the list that we've gone through so far have been quite terrible. I think this one's pretty good. So first up, we've got a Hype Beast sneaker building set. So I guess it's bootleg Legos. And so you can get, the Hype Beast puzzles. I'd say that's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
Not
that's
Lego.
not bad.
So I'll go 6 out of 10. It's not a Lego. The next one we get is a Lego. I'd say, this is pretty cool, I think.
This is absolutely cool. If you got
I'm not a huge Lego guy, and I would still give this an 8 out of 10.
Well, your kids aren't quite old enough. When they are, you will become a big Lego guy. Yeah, that's an 8.
Elliot's already getting there for sure.
Okay.
Mini sneaker keychain with the box. Kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Stocking stuffer.
Yeah, very cool stocking stuffer. We've seen this poster float around for quite a while, but the Jordan version. This is, I think, all sneakers, but the history of sneakers poster.
But the trick to that one is you have to have a place for it. Like that's a tougher one. The keychain and that kind of stuff. It's easier to. Think if I'm a wife. Where am I going to let my husband, if I don't have a man cave, right? Where am I going to let my husband put a poster like that? In our bedroom? Right. Yeah, you're limited.
Right. But yeah, still a good gift. Has to be the right person. Like thinking maybe parent to child, this would be a good gift. Budding sneaker interest. They can hang it up in their room.
Yeah.
So that's a cool one. Light up basketball sneaker display. I'm lower on this one.
I'm way low. This is a 2 or 3.
Yeah, the price point is pretty high considering all the other ones that we've looked at, and I don't think these are that cool.
Can you imagine like having a sneaker that your kid just your fifth grade middle school kid coming in and be like, oh, I'm hanging my shoe on my wall and like it's filthy, it's got poop on it. Or it's either that or you just don't wear those shoes at all. I mean, if it's
Right.
a 85 Jordan that you're never gonna wear and you just get it for show, maybe, but this
Maybe.
pass is a 2.
Yeah. All right. Am I okay? I'm just trying to make sure that it's still broadcasting. All right. Oversized sneaker plushie pillow. I'm low on this one.
Not for me. Yeah, 2
I don't
again.
think it's very cool. Yeah.
No, kind of
Two.
dumb.
This one's going to be hard for me to go against, but a neon Jordan sneaker print. So it's not the neon sign that I have out in the shed, but it is a neon sneaker print.
It's just a print.
$17. Yeah, it's a print.
Oh, 1. If it was
One?
actually the sign, I'm gonna say, yeah, 7 or 8. If it's just the print, that's dumb.
I think it looks kind of cool.
I
$17.
mean, it
is a
looks
really
kind of
good
cool, but
price.
it's still dumb. And go back to the previous statement. Where are you gonna hang that up at? If you're
True.
not married, okay, and you're in a college dorm room or you're a high school, middle school, but
There's cooler
we're gonna
posters you can get for sure.
yeah, get the Jordan Wings picture. Hard to go wrong with that one.
Okay, I'm gonna have to zoom in on this one if I can. The title of this one, number 8, is the Sneaker Grail Scratch Off Poster. We're not big on posters, but this is just weird to me. Like, what if
It's
your
like
grail
ones that you
isn't a
get.
pair of Red Octobers or a pair of
Mm.
LeBron 11 South Beach? Like, nobody wants those. I
Is it
just
basically to
would-
say mark off like what you get?
yeah,
That's the purpose.
yeah.
Yeah, this is dumb too.
I'd say this is a 1 for me. Well, you should
Yep.
choose your own grails. You shouldn't let somebody else choose your grails.
Yeah.
A sneaker box Christmas tree ornament.
I mean, I'm not a big Christmas guy. This would be a 2 for me, but for people that have the nostalgia of loving to set up their Christmas tree, this is a good one. Stocking stuffer. Think about it every year.
It's a good ornament. Very
It's a good
solid
ornament.
ornament. I love Christmas. We have longer Christmas decorations than a lot of people, I would say. We're a 2-monther if we can. We're actually sitting at about a month and a half for the next few years probably. But yeah, it's hard to be excited about a gift you would only use
Mm-hmm.
45 days to 60 days out of the year max.
Yeah.
And you can't really use it. You just look at it. But same with the posters, I guess. I'll give that one a 4 out of 10.
Let's go
I like
3.
Christmas, but a KYX new sneaker rental subscription. I'm way down on this. Like I'm talking like a 1.
I didn't
don't
know that
wanna
was even a
rent
thing.
sneakers. I didn't either.
Wow. And oddly enough, I have that sneaker. It's a rotation. I have that in my rotation.
Different colorway, right?
No, that exact color.
Really?
That Cortez Sakai it bricked. I never returned it to Nike. I kept it and I was like, it's gonna go back up. It's gonna go back up.
This
Never
colorway?
did.
That's kind of
Yeah.
cool colorway.
I kept it. I wear them.
Okay. Wow, that's
But
wild.
this is a 0. I would never do that. Don't ever rent
Yeah,
this.
sneaker rental. It's a fake flex to me.
Yeah, this
I'm
is
with
like
it. 0 out of 10.
it's like watching MTV Cribs. It's not even real. All right,
Yeah.
keep going.
Number 11. There's 27 of these. How much time we got
Lord.
left?
0.
Let's cut this. We'll do it. We'll go to 12 or we'll go to 13. That's almost halfway. And then we'll cut it. We'll do
That's
the next on the
Rain
next.
boots. I mean, if
Sneaker raincoats.
Now, listen, admittedly, more than one time, didn't look at the weather, wore some good sneakers, pouring down rain on, after work. And I've taken my shoes off and walked in my socks or bare feet to my car. I've done that. But like if they're in your car, it's pointless.
Right.
You got to have them on you at all times or sitting. Yeah, that's a pass.
Yeah.
It's a 0.
I can see why people would do it. I still think, I mean, you look pretty funny, especially if you're putting them on like to go out of the house.
Yeah.
It's a little silly. All right, here's the best one probably on any list. Clear shoe display boxes. They don't have to be displayed.
Oh, hey, you froze up or I lost you. Can't hear you. You're dead. Oh, now you're back.
Okay.
Oh, but you're in a wind tunnel.
Oh gosh, let me fix my mic. You can talk about the clear shoe boxes.
Yeah, this is an easy one. A lot of people do like this, and you don't necessarily have to display them like this, but a lot of people do like to display their shoes. I, for one, do not like to display my shoes. I'm a closet guy. Again, to go back to what I said earlier, I don't necessarily if they're used and gross. Do I really want those out? And I know my spouse doesn't want a bunch of clear shoe boxes out. So depending on the person, this can be a really good one.
Yeah. Yeah, the only reason I would say I don't have these is I would say similar to you. We don't live in many mansions. And so yeah, these are taller than Nike shoe boxes. They're wide, they're very wide. They're not space friendly if you live in a smaller area and have a smaller area for your shoes. So that's where I'm at. I just
have a
they look
I don't
cool.
have a dedicated room to
Right,
sneakers or
exactly.
my hobbies, right?
It's
I
like
know. If you have that and you've got the ability to do it, great. Go for it.
it's very cool. Yeah, this is one of the best gifts you can get for a sneakerhead. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't have the space or the room to dedicate to these. So for now, they just stay in their boxes. I think I'm gonna build a shelf in my closet
I have a
to put them
shelf.
on.
I built a shelf.
Because I think that's more space effective. But anyways, and the last one for today that we'll go through is the Complex Sneaker of the Year. They rate the best sneakers since 1985. I
That's
guess one
cool.
sneaker. Seems pretty cool. Yeah, I've never read this book. I've never seen this book in the store. Yeah, it sounds like a really cool thing. I wonder how in depth they go.
Yeah. Is
Um,
it? And if it's Joe from Complex that did it, then I bet they're decent shoes. If
Yeah.
it's the machine of Complex, probably not.
That's the thing
You're
is
probably
you
going to
want
get
a
a lot of furry shoes.
contribution by Joe LaPuma, but it feels like it's the machine. If it's
Yeah.
saying contribution by, yeah, I really enjoy the three guys on the Complex Sneakers podcast. I don't align with a lot of the same opinions as Joe LaPuma, probably because the way with just different areas we were raised in, cultures we were raised in, but our shoe tastes don't match up at all. But I think it's Brendan Dunn. He's probably the most alike in my sneakers I love. So I do enjoy listening to that. It's a good listen. I think I'm freezing up and getting pretty bad lag time over here. So
A little bit.
anyways, hour and
It's okay.
15. We're gonna cut it and just say we love you all, and
Yep,
we
you
will
got free basketball, free pod tonight, free
free
podcast.
pod, free pod, overtime. Hayes, any parting words for this week?
Love your close loved ones and tell them you love them and give them hugs. And if I just think about Kevin McAllister telling old man Peabody or whatever his name, the neighbor who he thought was killing everybody, and meets him at the church and says, they talked about his son and hadn't talked to him in years. And you know what? Extend the olive branch.
Amen. I'll say just to look forward for the podcast. We'll maybe have a guest on next week, and coming in 2025. I talked about it on the solo pod. Hayes, we can talk about it a little more next week. But really thinking about opening up to more people on the podcast, maybe doing less sneakers, more community.
Come over to the middle of the screen and put your face as the other half of my face.
How did you do that?
Yeah, like that.
I gotta scoot back, right?
Okay, now talk.
Yeah, I think we'll have. I think we'll have. It's weird. You gotta like go reverse. You know what I'm saying?
There we go. Right there. Oh,
Oh, there we go. Glad we wasted a minute on
Yeah.
that.
on that.
I think
I
next
think that's
week we'll talk
we
about
opening
opening the
the
podcast
podcast
to
to
more.
more people.
All right, we love
All
you
right,
all.
we love you
We'll
all.
see you next
See
week.
next week. You could be anywhere. Come on, say
In the
it.
world,
But you're
with
here
us,
with us, and we
and we appreciate.
appreciate that. Follow the algorithm. Subscribe, like, subscribe. Tell your friends, unless you suck.
I don't even think people can hear me. My mic was all the way down.
What's happening if you're not listening to the podcast is that we're in the middle. My half of my face is in the middle of a screen. Half of his face is in the middle of the screen. And I'm trying to get our mouths to sync up and move at the same time, like we're one person talking. It's not going very well, but you should go watch on YouTube.
Oh, maybe we should just
Adios.
maybe we should just do it like this next time. Like you talk, but I'll be the face, or I guess the other way around on this one. But
Yeah, go ahead.
which one you want to do?
You talk, and I'll go back to just me. Oh no,
Oh,
no.
just you.
Hey, no, I know. Okay, yeah, now go.
Okay. Thank you for listening to episode 198 of the Still Dripping Happy Hour. This is your host, Mason. On the move tonight was Hayes Holla. We love you all. We'll see you next week. Peace.